Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Orange Blossom Social. I am your humble correspondent, Bobby Randall. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Look at this place, man, full of smiling, pretty faces this morning. I'm it. Dangerous called me and said he's not feeling well. He texted me last night and said he wasn't feeling well, and then he called me this morning or texted me and said, I'm out. So sending love to Dangerous. Hopefully he's okay. But Captain Kurt is here. And unfortunately, did I say that right? Unfortunately, Fast Eddie is here. So good morning, everybody. Nobody else is here but us. So we just got the place to ourselves.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get some questions out of you folks on Facebook and some of the folks here in the audience because that's what we're here to do. Otherwise, it'll be me talking to myself for an hour. So, and doing that with no medication is not an easy task. Wonderful show here this weekend. Anybody see John Conley? This weekend, man, he was awesome. He was just so good. And his producer was a guy named Bud Logan. And Bud Logan was known for his ability to dive in a dumpster and come out of that dumpster with a hit song. And when John Conley was looking for songs, Bud Logan was knocking on doors everywhere in Nashville, finding these incredible songs. And if you notice, most of John Conley's songs are story songs and just awesome songs. Did you have a favorite, Eddie?
Old school.
Oh yeah, old school's got to be great, isn't it? It's just such a.
But every one of them you're just singing along with. They were great.
You know what surprised me? There was a bunch of young cats that I sat over there because I watched this second show. Sat right behind me, and you know I guess I could let it irritate me, but I thought it was kind of cool. These guys were young guys, and they were singing all the words to John's songs, which he encourages. People to do that. So, do you like that, Eddie, when you go to a concert and people are singing the songs?
Yeah.
No, I don't. Not really, because I paid.
Well, it depends on how much they've had to drink in front of me.
Well, there you go. Well,
and if they got to stand up and pee a lot.
Imagine, though, that you spent money for, let's say, John Conley concert, and then a guy like Eddie's behind you and singing every word. Now,
see, I'm the opposite of Eddie. The more I drink, the better everyone else sounds.
Oh, yeah, that's probably
there is that.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. I thought it was awesome. And they sang, what I thought was cool was they were young guys, because I even said, man, you guys are pretty young to be knowing this music. Oh, man, they didn't like the new music and stuff, so they were cool. But I remember one time when I was a youngster, I went to Saginaw, Michigan to see Loretta Lynn, and there was some dude sitting behind me singing every song, and I was probably about 15. And most of you all know, nobody here knows me from when I was a kid, but I was kind of a smart ass. Still am. But so I turned around in the middle, after about 4 songs and said, hey, buddy, shut up. I paid to hear Loretta Lynn sing these songs, not you. And he wasn't a happy man, but that's okay.
That had happened at a Skinner concert. They were all drunk and they were ready to fall into me, and I was getting ready to ramble.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
My dear aunt, who I can't even hardly talk about. My aunt was like more, I don't know, she was awesome. My mom's youngest sister lives in Utah. Every summer, my whole life, I've gone to my aunt's house. Even all my Sawyer Brown touring days, I'd take a motorcycle and leave it out there, and I'd spend summers out there, ride around and tour and all that stuff. What was I going? Oh, anyway, she passed away a couple years ago, and I can't go back to her house and haven't since then. But what I wanted to tell you was I took her to, I was touring with Leonard Skinner, so I took her to a show. I said, come on, we'll go see Leonard Skinner. She said, who? I said, what? So she goes to Leonard Skinner. She doesn't know one song. I said, and she's Mormon. I guess that's why it is, because they don't practice Southern rock, it being a Mormon. I don't know.
Did you ever take her to an Osmond show?
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
That would be cool.
Yeah, that was. She did know Marie and Donnie songs. Awesome. Anyway, so it was a great weekend here at the Orange Blossom Opry. We did our Thursday night. We did our classic country night, and boy, what a bunch of folks, man! People are showing up for that thing in Groves, and I was kind of worried about that. Hey, you two, you're late. Just come in whenever you want. How are you? Yeah. All right.
Oh no.
They're what? I can't hear unless you talk into a microphone.
She said you're number one.
Yeah, number one. That's wrong finger for number one. Anyway, great weekend. So we did the classic country thing on Thursday, and people are showing up for those shows in Groves, man. I think there's an audience out there for that, Eddie. I think you're wrong.
No. I agree on that. It's total difference than Friday Night Live, which I really like.
Yeah, it's the same band, but we played.
I'm gonna send a request in though.
Are you?
Yeah,
What would your request be? And
Country Bumpkin. I want to hear that one.
He walked into the
Yeah.
light. Where's my guitar? And put his lanky frame upon an old
Yeah,
bar
that's a good
stool.
one. That would fit right in that show.
You got to sing it way down there, though.
Yeah.
He said, "Hello, country." Who sang it, Eddie? Do you know?
Cal Smith.
Very good.
Yeah.
And where did Cal Smith get his start, Eddie?
No idea.
Aha, bingo! In Ernest Tubbs' band. A lot of guys back then came out of Ernest Tubbs' band. He was, in the 50s, Ernest Tubb was the big deal. And who else played in his band, Eddie? Who was
Ernest Tubb.
Who was his drummer?
No idea.
Jack Green.
Wow.
Who was his bass player? Willie Nelson.
Really?
Yes, there you go.
Willie
See,
played bass, huh?
I'm a plethora of useless information. But I know a lot about country music, so. Anyway, yeah, but a lot of those guys, and Cal Smith was in his band too, was in Ernest Tubbs' band too. So he helped a bunch of guys get started.
Yeah, I see that.
All right, if you're watching on Facebook, we're here for questions and here to talk because this is a talk show, which means talk, and not just me. Our roving reporter, Mike with the mic, is here as always. And if you have a question, you raise your hand. Mike will show up in front of you with the microphone, and we'll do all that. Mike, I called about those horses yesterday.
Yeah, this is also Donut Man today.
Oh, are you Donut Man? Oh, awesome. Yeah, we had a donut. You have to say your name and where you're from.
Rich Winter, Ocala, Florida.
Are you from Ocala?
Yes, sir.
No
Wow.
kidding.
Well, originally Vermont.
All right.
Oh.
But you live in Ocala now. Awesome.
I've got two questions.
All right, bring them on.
The first one.
Yes, sir.
Who is your favorite golfer? And he also plays the steel guitar.
Not Dougie.
Wow, Dougie's a good golfer.
But is
though.
Dougie golfing good now?
Yes, he's one of the best in my league on Saturday morning.
Yeah, I heard.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
See,
Yes.
he and I played together. I used to play all the time, and I was good. And so did he. And then he hadn't played, and we went out and played. And his game, but I could tell he had game at one time, and so he's playing a lot now, right?
Yes, yes. He's the real deal.
Yeah. Well, good for him. Well, I never liked Dougie.
My second question. Where's Dougie?
Yeah,
My
no,
second question.
yeah.
For your shows and pre-shows, how do you come up with the songs that you select for all those events? Because they're just so good. Every time we go to your shows, you have a different selection all the time. How do you put that together?
Yeah, well, I feel kind of stupid, but I do it. Everybody in the band can, pick a song that they want to sing. Hey, I want to sing this song. Hey, I want to sing that song. But somebody has to kind of be the guy that keeps us in our lane, and that guy's me. So I write up all the set list, and I kind of pick all the songs. And I don't do that because I'm an egomaniac and I have to do all that. I do that only because if everybody started picking what they wanted to sing, because these guys are so versatile, we'd be all over the place. You have to think about your audience and think about you folks, who you're playing for, and who do you like. Now, I can't play every song that you'll like, but I bet I'll play 3 or 4 that you'll like. And if you don't like this next song, you'll like the one after that. And we pick all of our songs. At one point in my life, I programmed a radio station one time for this guy. And I said, you want to keep people listening to your radio station all the time? Play number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 songs. Don't play anything that was a number 20 in the hits. Don't play anything that's off a record because people like to hear what they know, what they recognize. So we do that. And then our thing is try to play it like the record so that people understand the music. That's what it is, because it's just music. So anyway, in our classic show, I take requests. It's kind of spilling over into both shows, really, but there's a song request thing that people can send in their requests for songs. It's song request at obopry.com. That may be the first time I ever got it right.
You were close.
What is
Get
it?
an extra O in there.
Yeah.
It's just OB Opry.
Oh, by OB Opry, yeah. Orange Blossom Opry. See, Mike knows. Now I didn't even get it right. Anyway, songs at obopry.com. And you can send in your requests, and we sometimes we play a lot of them. Sometimes we learn some. Most of those old classic things, man, I know a bunch of those. Keith knows a ton, and Davey knows a ton of the old stuff. So that's where we get that from. In our Friday Night Live, we just try to pick great songs. Try to put great songs. And I lost my list, but I could tell you what we're putting in this Friday. This Friday we'll have, because Friday Night Live is such a big thing here. We try to add 3 or 4 new songs every week. So, you're always going to hear some of the favorites for a while, but that way we, keep things going fresh. So, and there's a lot of new people that come, so not all the same people, but anyway, that's what we do. This weekend is Jimmy James and James, the Buzzcats guys. I don't know who that is, but they're going to do the music of Jimmy Buffett, Jim Croce, and James Taylor, and that's all great music. That show's sold out.
Yeah.
And it's the first time we've ever done this, but it's sold out. And it's the guys from the Buzzcats. Did you know that?
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I didn't know they
I'm
did
more
that.
into that storytellers than the big band era. So,
Yeah, most of the
it's
time
going to be good.
Ricky does the big band thing.
Yeah.
Right? He's bringing Carmen Electra. What's her name? Carmen.
I don't remember.
It's Carmen. I know that.
I was up really late last night.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
were?
Yeah, I watched my 1975 Cincinnati Reds World Series Game 1 and Game 2. Yeah.
Eddie, why
Got
did
to
you
see
know that?
Pete Rose and Johnny Bench play, man. Don't get any better than that.
Did they still win?
They won the second game. They got spanked the first one.
More than that, Eddie predicted who was going to win.
Yeah, Eddie said.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
got a prediction.
I
who's
read the
gonna
liner notes before I watched it. But it's pretty cool watching those guys play again.
You know what I've been watching? Not because I wanted to, because my wife wanted to. Sometimes you do those things, just, okay, honey, I'll turn off Cops and watch what you want to watch. But we've been watching the American Idol thing. I have not watched, those auditions all the way to the this and that. And some of those cats are pretty cool, but I don't recognize any of the songs. Those people get up there and sing stuff. I don't know any of those songs. Do you, Eddie? I don't know.
Very few. And we don't watch that. We watch The Voice, but we don't really watch American Idol.
Is there much difference?
The productions, I think, American Idol's catching up, but I'm looking at the lighting, man. I'm stealing ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now who's all on The Voice now for the coaches? Is Reba on that?
No, Reba's not there anymore. You've got Kelsey Ballerini. You've got
Oh dear God.
Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
Adam's back, and
Oh, he is?
and John Legend. Those 4.
Okay. Kelsey Ballerini's on
Yeah,
there?
yeah, she's on lady.
What gives
She's holding her own.
Yeah, yeah. So she's a judge.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be a singer before you're a judge?
Yeah.
Ouch.
There's the letters coming.
That's all right.
Where
Bring
do
'em
they
on.
send the letters, Kurt?
I'm not a fan. That's okay. She may be a wonderful person. I don't say anything bad about anybody because she may save babies. I don't know. God bless her. Whatever she does, she's probably an awesome person and all of that. But her singing to me is like fingernails on a chalkboard.
You know what happens is you badmouth some of these ladies in country. They're gonna write a song about you.
That's all right.
Yeah.
There's several people that probably already have.
Bobby Hurt.
Yeah. I've heard people that have started them already. So I'm not making
Bobby
making
McGee
friends.
revised.
Yeah. Question in the front here coming up. Come on.
Not a question.
oh.
Terry from St. Louis.
Hi, Terry.
So I think that you're not really aware of this, but this is the second week of Beyonce's world tour. And I thought that maybe you could catch her in
No.
July while you guys are out on your
Yeah.
bikes.
And because they're giving away tickets, right? Because they're
Oh, I'm sure. If you
$1,000.
have
Yeah,
$3
for
or
$1,000
6
you can
grand,
have
you can probably get a ticket.
Yeah, but I heard that the tickets were not selling at her show. That people weren't selling. I don't know that to be true. You hear rumors.
In
but-
July, we're going to go look at Wild Horses, not Beyonce.
Yeah, we're going to see Wild Horses and Cowboys, and we're going to spend South Dakota and Wyoming. Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Carol Goodson, originally from Traverse City, but in the Villages now. And I wanted to ask, I saw on the internet that Sanford was going to be canceled. You were supposed to play in Sanford in the summer.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. The guy called me yesterday and said, hey, we're wanting to see. Last year it just poured rain, and I don't know what they're doing up there. I still live there, but the question was raised, and I kind of vetoed it. they said, well, what about doing this? And I said, I don't want to do that. I'll come and help, do whatever I want, but I don't want to do that. And then it's rough on the band, you know, because of the day that they do it. They want to do it on Sunday, and the band plays on Saturday night. The band has to be at the airport at 4 o'clock in the morning. We get there to Detroit, somebody picks us up, drives us all the way up there, and then you're beat to death, and then you play, and then you get on a plane, fly home. So I don't know what's going to happen yet, but we'll see. I mean, I'm not turning my back on my hometown. I said I'd certainly.
Well, they said it was going to be in Kansas or something.
in Kansas.
Yeah, that's what it said on the internet.
Well, you know, if it's on the internet, it's true.
Yeah.
I don't know why the hell they'd have a Sanford benefit in Kansas, but
right.
unless there's something I don't know. I used to do this thing out there in Independence, Kansas. I did this thing that was called Neowalla, the Neowalla Festival. You have any idea what Neowalla? Yeah, you know what it is? It's Halloween spelled backwards, and that's what that means. And I did some festival out there that I used to play, but I don't know. I wouldn't think that part to be true.
Yeah, because we were going to try to make the Sanford thing.
Yeah, don't drive to Kansas, honey.
No. But I just have to say, your country classic, that was great Thursday night.
Oh, thank you.
It was.
So we're going to keep those in the lineup. You know, just bearing my soul here. What I worry about is our band, burning our band out, not overworking them, because those guys are all road dogs. They'll work 5 days a week, but too much of a good thing, So I try to keep Friday night music way different from Thursday night's music when we do the classics. But I mean, it's still me and the boys doing the same thing. So, but if you all keep showing up, we'll keep hammering it out. So that's good stuff. We like playing that stuff. I like playing all that stuff. Speaking of old stuff, Mother's Day, there's a BOGO, which means buy one, get one free. And it's, I don't know any of these people. It's called the Vintage Vixens. My wife told me what a vixen is. What's a vixen? Wasn't that one of the reindeer? So is this a village reindeer? One of the guys, well, I guess one of the reindeers going out on their own, right? Prancer, Comet, and Vixen. So he's one of the. Is this a reindeer tour, Eddie?
I don't know, but I'm guessing there's probably some vixens in the villages, and I don't even know what vixens mean.
What does vixen mean?
But they got a little everything
Hey,
over
Captain
there.
Kurt, that's your job as producer up there. Let me know what. I think it's something to do with. What?
There you go, female fox.
Female.
Oh, well, that definitely.
Oh, a
explains
vixen
it.
is a female fox.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
the definition is a female fox.
Well, nice.
In-
Is it a
informal.
gray fox or a red fox?
I've heard that. Yeah, I know that.
Oh, I can't say this one.
Go ahead,
It's gonna be gray.
sir.
John from England, we just want to say you nailed that set list on Friday. It was incredible. Sultans of
thanks.
Swing was just incredible.
Oh, thank you. I drove my wife crazy learning that song because I sat
It's
there.
amazing.
Play it over and over because I'm from the old school, where when I was a kid, you play those records. So I just kept playing that thing over and over again until I have just about all the licks in the record where they belong. So, and I got an old beat up guitar. You got to have that old Strat to get that sound. So thank you. I appreciate it because my wife probably doesn't like that song anymore. I mean, I just wearing her out with it. A vixen is a female fox, right?
Yeah.
So vintage would mean old. So these are a bunch of old broads?
They're
What?
they're all female band. They're all female band, and you'll be able to step back in time with your hippie years, man. It's gonna be cool.
So the
Wait.
informal
Informal.
definition is a spirited or fierce woman, especially one seen as sexually attractive.
All right.
Yeah, but
It's
now
gonna be
why
fun.
would they? So that all sounds good, and then you put the word vintage in front of that. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that means. That's like, because if you
An
read
old spirited woman.
an
and
old
fierce.
an
An
old spirited woman.
Although Carl's got a definition here that he brought up, and it's
Okay.
shrewish or ill-tempered. So I
Ill-tempered?
yeah.
Oh, shut. They'll fit right in.
Boy,
here.
that just goes with. I can't say that, but it's right there on the tip of my tongue.
We're gonna get in trouble with this. This is.
All right. So anyway, the vintage vixens, they will be here on Mother's Day, which I presume is on Sunday, and it says here 5 powerhouse ladies performing 60s and 70s classics. Now it's an all-girl band.
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
It's gonna be fun.
Porter Wagner had an all-girl band. That didn't work out so well for him. I can't tell you the stories, and one of my good friends was in the band, but you can only imagine. But they're going to do, it looks like they're doing guy songs too.
Yeah. They're gonna bring back memories.
Motown, Beatles, Mamas and Papas, that's good stuff. Stones, Aretha, Janis Joplin. Boy, Andy, I can only hope that they play Bobby McGee.
Yeah.
Yeah, just if I could just hear Bobby McGee one more time. I feel that like you guys feel about Crazy. Did I tell you all this? We were thinking about doing an album of all songs we hate. Just do it. And then when you all ask for those songs, they say, no, here, we're not playing that anymore,
Here.
but here's a CD.
Here's a CD.
Go home and wear yourself
Don't
out.
torture yourself. Yeah.
Here's Wagon Wheel till you can't stand it anymore. Just put it on redial, and man, it comes back. And I'd put that on there. I put Bobby McGee on there. Eddie, of course, we all know Eddie
Yeah.
hates
Neon Moon. We'll play it at 33 speed.
He's got an album up here that he likes, though.
Yeah, what do you got on
Yeah.
there? What do you got up there for your
Yeah,
album today,
yeah,
Eddie?
that we got it. This is actually. Oh
boy.
And I forget what year it was. I was doing videos before I did lighting here, and Nancy. This goes out to Nancy, our former cook. It was she's having some chemo done here soon, so we're praying for her. But she made sure that David Allen Coe signed this for me. I happened to be in Vegas that weekend, and she made sure David came in here and performed, and she made sure he signed it because he wouldn't sign a whole lot.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. It's
I
rare-
wasn't
pretty
here.
rare.
I wasn't here when he was here for some reason.
It was before your time. Before, I don't
But
even know.
you know, look, I don't know. I can't. I'd like to say something bad about him, but I can't because I worked with him a lot. I played in a band called Confederate Railroad. I did that for about 7 years. And Confederate Railroad, before they got their record deal, they were not an Ernest Tubbs band, but they were David Allen Coe's band. So in my journey there with the railroad, we played a lot of dates with David Allen Coe. And the first time I played one, I thought, oh, because I'd heard these nightmare stories. But he really liked me. He was nice to me, and I played steel, and he would make me sit right up front beside him. He'd sit up here with me, Bobby. So, okay. And, you know, I was afraid he's going to chop my head off or something. But he was always really, really nice to me. So, I you know, and he's a talented dude, man, or was a talented dude. But I love him to death, but he probably needs
He
to.
wrote a lot of great songs.
Yeah, he wrote some terrible ones, but he wrote like a,
We won't talk about the terrible.
yeah, he wrote himself right out of the business. But he did write "Take This Job and Shove It," and that was pretty cool for Johnny Paycheck.
Mona Lisa was a great tune.
Yeah, I think he may have wrote some songs.
We need to put that in our classic country name, Mona Lisa.
What is it, Mona Lisa?
Mona Lisa.
Yeah, that's kind of an okay
Smile.
song. Here's what I like about David Allen Coe, because you know me, I'm not one really for telling you what I think, right? But so that song Tennessee Whiskey, which was written by Dean Dillon and a woman, Linda Hargrove, wrote it, and they wrote it country, you know, and George Jones recorded it. Of course, Chris Stapleton, you know, everybody, you know, he did what he did with it. The thing about Chris Stapleton is Chris Stapleton can sing the phone book and sound good because he's just got one of those voices that he can just read this paper and start singing. He's so good. But I never liked that version. I never liked what he did. That just wasn't my bag. But David Allen Coe's got a great version of Tennessee Whiskey. If you ever want to listen to it sometime, it's real good. Might be the best version out of all of them. It's country the way they wrote it. It's not like Stapleton's. But anyway, so much for Coe. Anyway, the Vintage Vixens will be here, and that's on Mother's Day. So you can bring your mom out, and or bring somebody's mom if you don't have a mom.
Instead of having roses, maybe we'll have like daisies we can put in your hair for that one. you know,
Okay.
Mother's
Yeah,
Day.
well, if the Vintage Vixens are here, never mind. I'm not going to say that. Yeah. Question on Facebook. So,
Yeah, Ellen Fuller,
hi, Ellen.
she asked the question, are we ever going to get to see Bobby play the steel?
Oh, the question, can they hear you? Could you hear? You ever going to hear Bobby play the steel? Bobby was a steel player here for about a year, I guess, when I came here. I played steel all the time. And I came here, the reason I came here, I'd been out with Confederate Railroad for 7 years. And if you've ever been in a touring band, you know they play the same songs every night. So it's all new to you folks because it's a different crowd every night. We play a different city every night. but it's the same songs every night, same jokes, same songs, same order, everything. So when I left the band, I was the drummer here, Todd Bowers, that was here, called me and asked me about coming here. I'd never heard of this place or anything. I didn't know it. You know, I lived in Nashville. And when I came down to sub on the weekend, I thought, you know what? I'll go down there and do that back and forth because it'll make me a better steel player, because they were playing a lot of old stuff. I forgot, who was their name?
Marty Robbins, Daryl and Suzanne.
Yeah, Daryl and Suzanne. Daryl and Suzanne were here, and they played a lot of old country, and so I got to play all this stuff that I never got to play with, you know, the railroad. So that's why I came. That's why I took the gig, was to become a better steel player. And then Dougie came back, and, you know, I should have burned my steel at that point. But Dougie came back, and I was fixing to go back to Nashville, and then Roger said, well, be the fiddle player. So I stayed, and I played fiddle for a while, and acoustic guitar. I just did that for a long time. So, yeah, I haven't had, my fiddle playing, or I mean, my steel playing is probably like my golf game. Probably best left right where it is.
Under the bed.
Yeah, my golf clubs are in the storage, and my steel guitars, all of them, 2 of them, I have 3 of them, but 2 of them are under the bed. So I don't know. You know, I just, I may get it out once in a while and play, but I don't know. Yeah, come on, Facebook. Come on, you're coming on. We like the questions.
So this is just a comment, but it is from Chris Cannon. Play some Skinnerd.
Play some Skinnerd. Yeah, well, you know, we play.
Simple Man, or, of course, Freebirds.
We should probably work up another. So, speaking of Skinnerd, Artemis Pyle Band will be here this summer sometime. I can see if I can find it here.
October 4th.
Yeah, October. Well, it's not sometime, but he's the original member, or one of the original members of Leonard Skinnerd, still left, and they're going to be doing Skinnerd. And that dude that was on American Idol from Alabama,
Yeah.
what's his name?
Bo Bryce.
Bo Bryce.
Bo Bryce.
Bo Bryce.
Like Lee Bryce, or
Yeah,
but it's Bo.
Yeah, Bo.
I'm Bo.
Hi, I'm Bo. Okay, he's. I didn't know this, but he's the lead singer in that band.
Yeah, it's gonna
He
be
was
great.
actually pretty good, wasn't he?
Yeah,
I saw a picture of him the
he was
other day.
runner-up to.
Yeah, no. Have you seen a picture of him? He had real long hair,
Yeah,
and he's
yeah.
he's a pretty boy and everything. I saw a picture of him though now lately. We have a picture of him. We do. We don't. I guess
Oh.
we don't. Yeah, he needs to lay off the donuts. That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
He'll fit right in here.
Nah, yeah, but you notice me. I'm trying to. I only eat 1 donut. I don't eat like some of us the whole box. So yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning.
Hey, Bobby. Tony Kaiser, Sandusky, Ohio.
Hi, Tony. I'll tell
Speaking
you.
of Leonard Skinnerd,
Yeah.
Curtis Lowe.
Yeah, we could do Curtis
Ooh.
Lowe.
Yeah, the ballad. I love the ballads.
Heck
Trying to
yeah.
remember.
Me too.
Let's see, Sandusky, Ohio. I think Sandusky, Ohio is George Moffett. I can't think of the name of it, but there's a big booking agency.
Amusement park.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
but it was a big booking agencies out of Sandusky, Ohio, because we used to use them a while. They used to book us on dates. I can't remember the name of it. I'll think of it probably this
They
afternoon.
always had a cool roller coaster up there.
Are you just visiting down here? You just come down for the summer? I mean, the winter.
No, actually, I live here year round and spend a lot of time here at the Orange
Yeah.
Blossom.
Yeah, why
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
right,
Bobby can't even tell.
You don't recognize me without the cap and the orange shoes.
Oh, yeah, you work here.
I do. I do.
What was your name again?
Oh, damn.
Tony Kaiser?
Yeah, but you don't look anything like that. What did you do?
Well, and see, I did that because I thought maybe I should
Sure.
change things up. I took the hat off because I figured people just didn't think that I had hair under.
Well, yeah.
See, you got to know him by his shoes, man. You got to see his.
Excuse me.
No, you know, it's easy. The people that work here, I recognize them because it's easy for the simple reason that they
Shirt, I
generally,
usually have a gray shirt on. It says staff on the back.
Yeah.
and they usually
Yeah.
have a name tag
But
on.
his shoes are the giveaway, man. His shoes are the giveaway.
You wear those shoes
I
here?
wouldn't have known him if he didn't have the shoes on. When he walked in and seen the shoes, I was, oh, I see.
Ah, that's that guy.
Uh-huh.
All right, Tony.
Bobby, I do have one more question.
Yes, sir. Come on.
Hey, you know, I love your, we'll call it eye for talent, I assume, because you have different people up on stage and you know, I spend a lot of time here in the auditorium, so I get to see them all. But you
Yep.
had about a month ago what is soon to be your future son-in-law.
Oh, yeah.
And had him up on stage play a couple songs. Well, he was really, really incredible, I thought. What's a little backstory there? I mean, where'd he get
You know,
How much time we got?
well, I'll call his ass on the phone and see if he'll answer.
Get him up.
But
He's a musician.
Call Donovan. He is awesome, and you can't get him to play much. So we'll see if he'll answer. If he's watching, he probably won't. But we'll see if he'll answer. All right, come on. Bring the one. Yeah, come on.
From Bertie Lee, I played in a road band back in the late 90s with Jimmy Dormeyer.
Oh, wow.
Was he with you when you were with Confederate Railroad?
No. Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. There you go. Jimmy Dormeyer was the guitar player in Confederate Railroad for a long time. And then when he left, Rusty Hendricks took his place. And then Rusty Hendricks was the guy that got me in Confederate Railroad. So although I know Jimmy Dormeyer, and he's doing so good, he's a Michigan boy, and he's out playing. He's got the best gig in the world because he plays with the Outlaws, and he plays with Black Hawk, which are both the same band. Kind of like what we do Thursday and Friday. They change the name head on their drums, which, by the way, do you like ours? Ours is, well, it's not there yet. How long have I asked about that, Captain Kurt? Have I said anything about putting them on? Oh, I did? Yeah, but, okay. Anyway, he's got the best gig because they're the same band. They just changed their name on the drum head. The Outlaws and Black Hawk are the same band because Henry Paul was the lead singer in both bands. And so Jimmy Dormeyer plays with those guys, and I love Jimmy. Yes, sir, next question.
So the next one is, what bands were Dougie in?
You know, Dougie took a little bit of a different route than I did. You know, I was a guy that moved to Nashville. You know, when I was a kid, I thought, man, if I could just get a job with one of those big stars, because my mom and dad would take me to those shows, and I'd see all those guys and just go, you know, that's what I want to do. Dougie played a lot at Disney. I think he worked for a guy named Gary Allen for a little bit on the road doing that stuff. But that being a road musician and, you know, playing on the road and all that stuff's not for everybody. You know, I played everywhere. If you tell me the town you're from, I probably played somewhere within a couple 100 miles of that town because I played every county fair and state fair and all that stuff. Dougie played a lot at Disney. And then if you all remember, I don't remember who it was, but there was this big thing called Cheyenne Saloon.
Yeah, on Church Street Station down there.
Yeah, Church Street Station in Orlando made this whole music venue thing. And the Cheyenne Saloon, which I played there with Sawyer Brown, Dougie was in the house band there and played there. So
I don't know if it's true, but I heard that he was the backing band for the Mickey and Goofy show down there.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah. Mickey Adams and Goofy?
No, Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse.
Well, one of the same. All right.
Here comes the letter.
Here comes the letters. I owe him one. He took a shot at me last week.
This show never puts any controversy out there. Never.
No, man.
We would never do that.
You gotta be famous for something, man. So, all right, I lost my way here somewhere. So the vintage.
End of Innocence. We got the End of Innocence,
Yeah,
which is going to be really
I tried to call those guys. I can't get anybody to answer the phone, but I'm really excited to see this, y'all. It's the end of the Innocence, and that dude sings like Henley. They're going to do Henley songs, Paul McCartney songs. Yeah, that'll be awesome.
I heard him do a Dan Fogelberg song in that mix, so that'll be really cool. You don't hear that music very often.
Well, both those guys, Steve and Scott, were in that band Hotel California. When I first saw Hotel California, I was blown away, and it was because of those two guys. So they must be off doing something different now. But at End of the Innocence in May, our old buddy George Trillinger will be here.
Yeah.
And the variety show, he's always fun. Buddy Holly, Hank Jr., Mick Jagger. George, I don't know how he does that. I know a couple people like that. Jimmy Fortune is another guy like that. If you're having a crappy day and you're feeling bad and you just think life is horrible, if you could get around George Trillinger, your day will get better.
Yeah.
Jimmy Fortune's like that. They're one of those guys that just have that infectious personality that just makes you, uplifting, and you just feel completely out. You know, when you're around Eddie, you want to kill yourself, and then him first. But
Yeah.
but they're the opposite of that. You just feel awesome, don't you think, Eddie?
I was in the hospital with pneumonia, 4 days of pneumonia.
Right.
You know, not one call from Bobby Randall.
Oh,
Didn't even know I existed.
That's not
But
true.
George Tronger called me every day and asking me if he needed me to bring some food or supper up to the hospital. George is that kind of guy. No, I'm just teasing you about that.
No, George
They-
wanted to get up there to take your meds.
Yeah,
That's
that too. It helps. It helps for the performance.
going,
He knows I had the good stuff.
Where's the painkillers? We love George. Live and Let Die will be here. Tony, he's an awesome guy. The music of Paul McCartney. He kind of looks like Paul McCartney a little bit.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Still going to bang it out in June, everybody. Simon and Garfunkel tribute show. How many classic countries? We got a few classic countries in June. I'll tell you a show that'll probably sell out, but Kevin Kingston, everybody knows Kevin. He was our bass player. He was a bass player. He played bass here 13 or 14 years.
Long time.
Yeah, he was here way before I got here. He's going to come back and do, he always does this Creedence Clearwater Revival show. And so that'll be awesome. He'll be here. That'll be on the 28th of June. So Facebook question, come on, bring on the questions. Yeah, y'all don't be shy. If you got something you want to ask, I don't care. Even if it's a fake, I'll lie to you. Question over here, Mike. Facebook question, yes, sir.
So from David Ruddison.
Hi, Dave.
Band
David.
plays Eagles. Would you ever play any of Joe Walsh? I think the band would excel at Funk 49.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got a.
Dave could play it.
Yeah, I got a Visa card commercial. So I was doing commercials and modeling junk stuff after Sawyer Brown. And I went to this thing. There was an audition. They wanted a guitar player for a Visa card commercial. So I show up. Well, I get there, and I see all these top-notch guitar players like Brent Mason, Brent Rowan, all these cats on there. And I think, what am I doing here? And for my audition, I played Funk 49. So, and I ended up getting it, and I'm in the commercial. But we could maybe do some Joe Walsh, because we play around a lot. We play Rocky Mountain Way a lot at Soundcheck, but that's a tough song to sing. You got to, he sings so. How do you sing like Joe Walsh, man? I mean, that dude's just whacked out. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Rich Winter, Vermont. Bobby, you just mentioned you played a lot of different places throughout the United States.
Yeah.
Did you ever play in Vermont?
I did. I'm trying to think. No, that was Delaware. We played the racetrack in Dover. I'm sure I played in Vermont, but because we were big. When you're in your career, the way I started, I don't know how kids do things today, but you start out playing beer joints. That's just what you do. At 14, I was playing beer joints, and then when we got rolling, back in the 70s and the 80s. They weren't all necessarily beer joints, but that movie Urban Cowboy really impacted. It had a huge impact. Is the correct grammar? Had a huge impact on country music, because all of a sudden, because of that movie, every town had a Stampede or Longhorn or Cowboys or something. Big old honky tonk. So a lot of those people would convert. I've seen. Grocery stores in shopping malls converted into big bars, and so that was a big thing. And so you could play those places because they had music 5 and 6 nights a week. They had dancing, they had the Mechanical Bull, they had all that stuff, fist fights, all the good stuff. And so in the beginning, that's what we did. And then you get into the fair circuit, and if you can get better, because then it's a little more concerts. And boy, I played so many fairs, and there's a handful of people in the United States that book all of those fairs. Very few. I mean, there may be a mom and pop's fair somewhere, but most of those fairs are booked by out west. The Romeo Agency does it, and an agency in Sandusky, Ohio, which I still can't think of the name of it, books a ton of them in the East Coast and all up in there. So I'm sure I played there at a fair sometime or another.
State Fair in Burlington always has a lot of big acts. You might have gone there at some point.
Yeah, it's
Martha's got something for
if they have big acts and stuff, we probably play there. Some things you remember, some things you don't. I remember things. Did I get arrested there? I'll remember that. No.
Going back to Donovan, do him and his wife-to-be, I can't think of Sandy's daughter's name.
Mariah, whose birthday's today, I think.
Oh, well, happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Yeah.
Do they ever sing together?
They do at the house.
And
you,
her
you know,
her voice is fantastic.
yeah, Mariah's awesome. They're both awesome. She's a pharmacist. She went to Nashville and never sang out. Just sings like to sing at the kitchen table, and that's kind of what they do. You know, she doesn't like. She's kind of shy and quiet. She's a
Well,
real
the
sweet
song
girl.
that she sings everywhere, I mean, that's the best song. In fact, when I first heard it, I thought it was Dolly Parton singing that song.
Wow.
And then you had said that it was Mariah, and it's a beautiful song.
She
Did she write that also?
no, it's a Tim McGraw song.
Oh, okay.
And she was sitting at the kitchen table one day just playing guitar, and she sang that song, and I went, wow. So I said, let's go over to Nathan's. So she went over to Nathan's, and she played guitar and sang it. And then we took her guitar off and then put the whole band on around her voice and recorded that. So that's the Orange Blossom Opry Band playing.
Right.
Whoever asked me if they're ever going to hear me play steel again, listen to that record, because Dougie wasn't around. I played steel on that.
Wow.
I played steel on it. But yeah, yeah, they're both awesome. You know, I don't know.
I
Maybe
have one more question.
Yeah, come on.
The other night, you sang a song to your wife.
When I saw you, yeah, old
Yes.
Lobo song.
Did she like that?
I guess so. She liked it better than when I sang Trashy,
Trashy
Women.
Woman.
Yeah. She didn't like that none so much.
No, but I didn't know if you impressed her enough, you know, to make it.
I think she said, I like the song. Yeah, I don't think she
Wow.
went crazy.
Martha.
But, yeah, I don't think she went crazy, but I think she said thanks or something like that. I'm pretty certain.
Will you sing it again?
Yeah, I may sing it again. Yeah, I don't know.
She said she liked it when I
Yeah,
asked her.
all right, she did. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, my husband never gets down on his knees like that, so I appreciate it.
Be careful, Mike's getting old. I don't know if he can get back up.
My wife's listening. Kathy Winter from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but now in Ocala.
Hi.
I have a comment and a question.
Yes, ma'am.
We've been coming here for a long time, probably 5 years or so, and we started out coming to hear some of the tribute bands.
Yeah.
And the first couple, we'd come with another couple and we'd say, gee, we wouldn't even care if the main act didn't show up because we like the house band so much.
Oh, gosh.
And then
Oh,
we
thank
were
you.
glad when you started doing Friday Night Lives. But my question is, we've come to so many shows, I don't think there are any where we'd say, gee, that was a waste of time. We've enjoyed all of them. How do you schedule, or who picks out what acts are going to come? And there's a lot of competition, even in this immediate area
Yeah.
between the Savannah Center and the Riley and the Cultural Center. So is there competition? Do you really have to try hard to get in the acts you want?
I don't. I don't do that. There's a talent buyer is what he's called, and there's these guys in Nashville, and they're not really a booking agency per se. They're a talent buyer, and what they do is they say, okay, I will take care of all this. You know, Roger Byers has 4 or 5 other businesses as in the funeral business, and I'm so busy I don't have time to turn around most of the time. So he lines up all these acts. Of course, Roger has the final say. He and Heather, I'm sure, have the final say because I don't get involved in that. I don't really want to. It's too much work. But the talent buyer will present all of these acts. And the most difficult thing, and I think he's been doing a good job because he's been bringing some really good acts here. The most difficult thing is imagine putting one of those puzzles together, because this guy can't work this day, this guy can work that day. That's the biggest nightmare. Getting people to play here is not hard. You pick up the phone, you can get anybody. Anybody can. You can just call their booking agency, but to take the time and schedule all of that stuff, which is what the talent buyer kind of does, is a nightmare, because it's just like trying to figure out, can you come over to my house Tuesday? No. I can come Thursday. Well, I can't use you Thursday. Okay, what about next week? Well, next week, so that's a really difficult thing, is to route all these people to get them here. Because most of the acts that come here are working acts, and they play all the time. Some guys, those Piano Men guys played like all over the world. So some of these guys play Hotel California. They play everywhere. So the routing is the difficult thing. As far as getting anybody here within our budget, you can get anybody you want. Just pick up the phone and call, hey, man, I want you to come and play here. And they'll go, okay, but I can't, here's the dates I can do. Well, imagine doing that all the time. So the talent buyer does a real good job at putting all that together, setting it up for us. Then they get all the contracts signed and they get it all, and then they hand it to me and say, make this happen. And then I have to call all those people and what time are you going to be here, and just call it advancing. So most of my Mondays and usually some of my Tuesdays are tied up on the phone, just getting people together. I talked to the Vintage Vixens, all that stuff I knew the answer to. I was just having fun with it because I talked to them a couple days ago. So I have to find how many people in your band are you going to use our equipment? How many singers? What kind of? It's a big old long list of stuff you have to go over. And then some people are a little difficult. Some people are going, I don't want Fast Eddie in the building. That happens a lot.
I don't want a sound guy.
Yeah. One guy come up and said, we
don't need lights. We don't need.
Yeah, one guy come in, it was really difficult. Our sound man, Nathan Smith, who's unbelievable. I mean, just unbelievable, does an unbelievable job. Some guy, I won't say who, but he said, we don't need no sound man. Where are you? It's like, wow. So
don't need a sound check.
We don't need a sound check. We'll just go out there and play. What? I've been doing this for 30 years. I said, I never say anything, but I went, okay. But they didn't. They just came in, threw their stuff out here, and the band showed up and played. It sounded like hell for a couple songs. They finally got it straight. I don't know if they ever sounded really good, but they were good. Anyway, yeah, that's how that's
hey,
kind.
Bobby.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you missed the best show of the entire weekend.
I did. Who was that?
Yeah,
it is Fast Eddie on the porch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it did.
The screen.
Nah, do you
How'd that
think
go,
I
Eddie?
could get a visit from Bobby Randall out front? No,
Bobby Randall doesn't have time. But did you go? Did you? Are you the new patio entertainment?
I was Boombox Eddie this weekend. Yeah, my new title.
Brought your fanciest equipment with you, didn't you?
Oh, I was top notch, man.
I hope we get that.
They didn't give me a microphone though, so I couldn't talk. Imagine that.
There was a reason behind that.
That's the reason.
That was a conspiracy. No microphone. Here, do this. Don't talk.
Yeah, go out there and play
Yeah,
music.
that'll work.
Just play music and shut up. Yeah, well, we'll get that straightened out.
Eddie, somebody out here wants to know how many tips you got.
Did you get any tips?
Yeah, I got a little bit. I put my afternoon tips in John Conley's bucket.
Yeah, the biggest tip was go back in and run the lights.
Yeah. Don't come back.
Yeah, go back inside and do what you do well.
We got a question here.
Yes, sir.
Actually, it's two comments. Two things. Friday night, I was really fortunate. I got to sit next to some people who did not talk to the performance. I could actually hear you guys.
Yeah.
And the thing is, thanks again. You took the roof off the building as usual. You could run 50 states. I don't think you're going to find anybody better. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much. That's awesome.
And that's Bob from Wisconsin.
Yeah, Bob. Well, one of the things that happened here at the Orange Blossom Opry when I ended up in the position I ended up in, we have meetings. I can't tell you how many of those meetings we had. But anyway, and the bottom line ended up being, what do you want to do? To the boss, to Roger. What do you want to do? What are you doing? Oh, there's Donovan. Hold on. So there's
woke
Donovan.
up.
All right. So we'll get back to that. All right, Donovan. You're live on the air, so don't curse. It's Bobby. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. So I said, well, we'll call him. So I do this podcast on Tuesday. You've been over here and done it with me a couple times.
Yeah.
So far today, two people have said that. Because we take questions, they said, that son-in-law of yours, or soon-to-be son-in-law of yours. I said, yes, I do. Why doesn't he ever come and sing? So I said, I don't know. We'll call. We'll get his ass out of bed. And here he is, everybody, Donovan. There he is right here.
Here I am.
So they're all yelling for you. So anyway, how you doing, buddy? You okay?
Yeah, we're good. Today's Mariah's birthday, so shout out to her. It's her 28th birthday.
Yeah.
And we've been, doing some birthday things this morning, and I built her a yard bench for the backyard, and we went out there sitting with the boys.
Yeah. Well, see, I told you he's being domestic. They moved to Ocala into a new house, and they've just been doing all kinds of stuff. But a lot of folks asking about your singing, so I'll drag him down here somewhere by his heels kicking. They also ask about Mariah, and I told them it was her birthday, so we all wished her happy birthday. But they all want to hear you all come and sing at the Opry sometime. So put that in your on your bucket list at some point.
Oh, it won't be too much longer. We'll be back out there to render an old tune or two.
All right. Well, happy birthday to Mariah, and come see us sometime.
Okay,
All
we'll
right.
talk to you guys soon.
There's Donovan, everybody. There you go.
See y'all.
All right. Yeah, there you go. I forgot what I was talking about before. Oh, I know what I was talking about. We were talking about the band. So when Roger and Heather, when I came here, there'd be 25 people here sometimes on Friday night, and sometimes 100, you know. And so Roger had this whole idea, and excuse me, like you said, there's a lot of competition. And a lot of that entertainment over at the Villages is free. A lot of those guys play on those stages over there out in that heat. They're nuts. But anyway, I wouldn't. But so the consensus was, if you want people to come, you got to let us put something together that the people will want to see. And you need to let me put something together that nobody else has. And because you could, why would you come here and pay money that you could just go see that over there for free? So they, Roger and Heather were gracious, I guess, to let me go out and you know, because that's all I've ever done. I know all these guys. I played with everybody in their house cat. So to let me get the best musicians. I mean, there's Doug Stock. There might be people that do things differently than Dougie, but there's nobody that's any better than him. And the same with Keith Horn. There might be people that play something different or something, I don't know what they would play that he couldn't play, but whatever. There's not many people that are any better than him. And it falls just like that with all the guys in the band. So, you know what you're saying, I totally appreciate, but it's because, you know, they let us go out and get some of the best players in the country. So God bless them for letting us do that. And thank you, sir, for the compliment. Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yeah, how you doing? Dave from Ohio, and go Bucks. And I wanted to know if the booking guys that do the shows, is Sawyer Brown coming here because of them or because of you?
Dung, 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 dung,
Dung, dung, dung, dung. All I will say is I had a slight hand in making it happen. How about that?
Okay. Well, we sure hope you play with them when they come. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I probably will. That's probably part of it wasn't part of the deal, but here's my deal with them. I don't ask them. You know, I would never do that. But if they ask, I'll play, and I'm sure they will. But yeah, I had to get in the middle of that one for just a little bit. But they're good guys, and you know, they're coming. They usually play. With no disrespect to this, they just play bigger venues than this. And it's about money, and so they were gracious enough to work a deal with me and work it out with us to be able to do that. So that's a funny question, but anyway, yeah, awesome. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I got 5 minutes to go, but I need to tell you all about something I'm really, really excited about, and that is what? Amway? What? No. At the beginning of the year, everybody, no, that's not it. We're taking the month of July off, and we're coming back in August. We're coming back in August with a brand new show, folks, on Thursday nights. And a lot of work's going to go into this, but you're going to love this show because it's you know, I've had so many people ask, when's Laura Kay coming back? When Laura Kay, you know, and I told Eddie, you know, and the reason that Laura Kay can't come back is because she has a restraining order against Eddie.
Yeah.
And but we got the order dropped.
Yeah.
And so we're going to
She refused to cut my hair anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you cut that stuff?
She did.
Oh, she did. Now she doesn't anymore.
No,
Okay.
I'm not allowed within 2 blocks of her.
Well, that's the way that goes. Anyway, that's all. None of that's true. We're going to do a brand new show on starting on Thursday night, featuring Laura Kay and, of course, the Orange Blossom Opry Band. It's going to be called Center Stage with Laura Kay, and it'll be similar to our showcase because you will have people singing, just not as many. And and Laura will be on the show singing. So she's going to have her own Thursday night show. Thursday night, Center Stage with Laura Kay and the OBO Band. Buy your tickets because it'll sell out, and that'll start after when we come back from our break. I think the first show back is August I don't know where it is. August something, but the first week of August on Thursdays. So Thursdays will be Laura Kay show and some singers, some guests, new guys, Ty Love, a bunch of it'll just be a show that'll be. I'm really excited about it.
Talent show.
Yeah, well, it's not
Talented singing.
Yeah, it's not a talent show, but it's Laura Kay will sing and be the host of the show. It'll be her show, and she'll have people on it. She'll have guests on it, similar
It'd
to
be
the
kind of like a
showcase.
Donnie and Marie show, right? Sing with
No,
Laura. Sing
be
with
nothing
Laura
like,
show.
there'll be no dancing like that, and
No mirror balls.
no mirror balls. Yeah. It will be. Let's just say this: maybe a showcase on steroids. How about that?
Yeah.
It'll be just a cool show with. There'll be guest singers, but they'll all be awesome. And Laura Kay's awesome, and then it'll have the OBO band too. So that'll start on Thursday. It's called Center Stage with Laura Kay and the OBO band. Get your tickets; they're available now. I've blabbed through so many other things that I forgot, but you can go to the website. One more quick question. We got to go. Yes, ma'am.
It's just a comment. I'd
Yes.
like to.
Yeah, go.
Now I forgot what I was going to say. Just wanted to say we're going to miss Neil and Jenny.
Yes.
Very much.
Yeah. Well, their decision to leave was, a thing. The show needs to be reworked a little bit. There's a lot of, there's a lot of that going on. A lot of things going on there. Not with any. It's a hard thing for me to say because it is, but. What I think has happened at the Orange Blossom Opry is you people and the crowd have shown us that you show up to see this level of entertainment, this level of singers. All of those tribute bands we have, some of them are unbelievable. Some of them are better than the real people. That's the truth. Some of those tribute bands are unbelievable. We try to keep the level of entertainment up here with our Friday Night Live stuff. And this Thursday with the new show, I believe is going to bump the level of entertainment back up to what the people of the Orange Blossom Opry have now come to expect when they come here. And that's all. It'll be, if you sing great, you can be on the show. But not so much, some of those other people we may.
You're leaving me out again?
Yeah, you're out, Mike. Mike's still out.
Oh, man.
Mike's out, and Fast Eddie's
Yeah.
way out. I don't know.
Shoot.
We're going to try it and see how it goes. You guys will be the judge of it because if a bunch of people start showing up, then we'll know we're doing the right thing. We had to do something. Jenny and Neil are leaving, and everybody likes Laura Kay. Everybody keeps asking when Laura Kay coming back. So I said, let's give Laura Kay her own show. Let's do their own thing on Thursday, Laura Kay show, and it'll be I say variety show more than a talent show, but it'll just be singers, but. Great singers and great band and great music, and that's what we do here at the Orange Blossom Opry. We try to bring the best music, the best singers, the best shows to you folks. And I believe that's what you've come to expect. And the reason I know that is because the numbers speak for themselves. There's 500 people here one night, and then there's 70 people here another night. It's like, probably need to do something. All right, it's a do what now? I am. Hey, it's 11 o'clock, folks, and that means it's time to get out of here. God bless all you folks for joining us here at the Orange Blossom Social. Happy birthday to Mariah. Prayers to Davey to get better. Prayers for Fast Eddie to get off of probation.
Yeah.
We love you all. God bless you. God bless. Come see us at the Orange Blossom Opry. Why? You'll be glad you did.